Millennials are playing financial catch-up on their parents. Mexico has prepared a fallback plan in case NAFTA talks collapse, and we shine the spotlight on Mexico's Silicon Valley. Hello and welcome to today's edition of Mexico News Network's Breaking News Business. I'm your host, Elliot Bullman. Let's start with today's information. Most millennials will struggle to earn more money and find better jobs than their parents, despite better training, according to a study by Credit Suisse Bank. Millennials face stricter lending rules, higher housing prices, and lower mobility of income, according to the study. The Swiss bank wrote in its annual report on global wealth that with the baby boomers occupying most of the best jobs and a good part of the housing, millennials are not doing as well as their parents at the same age, especially in relation to income, home ownership, and other welfare dimensions. Because of that, only people with great achievements and those in lucrative areas such as technology and finance have better prospects than their parents. Overall, Credit Suisse determined that global wealth in mid-2017 totaled $280 billion, an increase of 6.4% year-on-year, the fastest pace of growth since 2012, thanks to a surge in stock markets and a higher value of non-performing assets such as properties. The study also reveals that around 36 million millionaires make up less than 1% of the global adult population and own 46% of the global wealth. Meanwhile, 70% of adults, which represents 3.5 billion people, have less than $10,000 in assets and respond for 2.7% of wealth. The BAJÍO region, in particular Jalisco, has become a region that's been characterized by hosting entrepreneurs, startups, and technology companies such as Intel, Oracle, IBM, and KIO Networks. So much so that the region has become known as the Mexican Silicon Valley. Software, cloud, advanced engineering systems, robotics, data storage, among others, are the solutions that states like Aguascalientes, Guanajuato, San Luis Potosí, Querétaro, and Jalisco require immediately. The spurt of financial and industrial activity in the area has made it one of the fastest growing industrial regions in the country. According to the latest figures from INEGI, in July of this year, industrial activity had an annual increase of 4.3% on average, a figure that stands out from the standard growth of the rest of the country. Santiago Suinaga, director of KIO Data Centers, says that the opportunity in the region has grown because the entry of large companies has brought benefits for the use of technology. Suinaga says the arrival of large companies for KIO Networks offers a strong growth opportunity to provide the huge amounts of infrastructure and storage that they'll need. This growth is tremendous and will surely be double-digit or greater. The representatives of KIO Networks predict that by next year they will be of great relevance for growth and digital transformation in Mexico. They trust that the adoption of technology advances and already beginning to give results in the country. Negotiators from the United States, Canada, and Mexico resumed NAFTA talks on Wednesday in Mexico City. The three countries will be attempting to hammer out significant differences that threaten to derail the agreement entirely during the previous round of negotiations, which closed in Washington in mid-October. At the last round of talks in October, US negotiators proposed changes to the rules of origin for autos, which are used to determine how much of a vehicle must be made in a certain place to fall under the deal. Mexico's negotiators are responding to US proposals on higher US content for automobiles and a sunset clause that would allow the deal to automatically expire after 5 years. In the run-up to this week's talks, Mexico's government prepared a macroeconomic response in case US President Donald Trump makes good on threats to dump NAFTA, an event which could wreak havoc on the Mexican economy and hurt the peso. Mexico's Foreign Minister Luis Videgaray said it's examining how it could adjust Mexican legislation to give investors certainty about their investments if the almost 24-year-old NAFTA agreement collapses. According to analysts, it's likely that a termination would revert trade to the rules governed by the World Trade Organization, which encourage investment and with which Mexico could live. And finally, let's turn to the markets. The Mexican peso decreased 0.58% to 19.13 from 19.24 in the previous trading session. On the other side, the IPC Mexico decreased 0.38% to 47,691 from 47,874 points in the previous trading session. This was all for today. Thank you for staying with us. I'm your host, Elliot Bullman. Remember to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+, and log on to MexicoNewsNetwork.com for more information on Mexico and the world. Until next time.